Yeah, I almost didn't go there, but.
Where was you gonna go?
So, Sims had me, it was almost like he was like my agent or my dad for me at that time, like helping me through the process. So he's like, I think it's best that we market you as an athlete.
Got you.
And I'm like, why?
I'm a quarterback.
I'm like, I'm a Q. So West Virginia came in to look at one of the DNs, Kwame Jordan from Louisiana. Kwame had like crazy offers. He had Wisconsin, Oregon. He had crazy offers. He passed on all of them to go to Louisiana Tech.
What?
Yeah, because he just wanted to be close to home. He wanted to be in Louisiana. And he was trying to get LSU. And he didn't get LSU. And he was like, man, that's too far. It's too cold.
Yeah.
I'm finna just stay at the crib. I don't even care. And I'm like, but you know, to each his own.
Yeah.
So West Virginia, when they came in, you know, he brought him in. Talked to them just briefly. That was the year Rich Rod was there, but he wasn't one of the coaches that I talked to. I think it was like some assistant coaches. And I'm not thinking that they're gonna offer me because I know they got Pat White. You know what I'm saying? And so, but in my mind, I'm like, so?
Yeah.
Like, so what? You know what I'm saying? But they were like, yeah, you know, we got Pat. We can consider bringing you as a receiver. So you ain't gonna even give me a chance?
Yeah.
So I'm like, nah, or you can, you know, just come as a walk-on, you know, and I'm like, walk-on? Nah, I'm cool. And I had K-State, but K-State wanted me to come as a safety, you know, because of my athleticism and my size. And then Louisville wanted me to come as a safety athlete. And but the two schools that offered me as a Q was Pitt and Iowa, Hawkeyes. So Iowa had Sean Green, running back.
Yeah.
And they was like, yo, you two in the backfield together will be something. And I went on a visit to Pitt when they upset West Virginia and stopped West Virginia from playing for the national championship that year. And Shady went off that game. I went up there and I fell in love with Pitt. Just the brotherhood, the people, like just knowing I'm a part of a brotherhood for life, like still teammates I still talk to still to this day.
What y'all saying?
Hell to Pitt.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
Yeah, hell to Pitt. And it was more like, it was cool, man. You know, it was good. I mean, it definitely didn't help, you know, just from me just trying to be smart about it and just weigh my options. You know, my uncle was a diehard Miami Dolphins fan, and the head coach at the time was Dave Wanstad. So he was like, hey, man, he was like, I had to tell my uncle to chill.
Yeah.
I'm like, yo, chill. So Coach Wanstad is right there, and me and my uncle here, and we up there, and, you know, at Pitt, we share facilities with the Steelers. So my uncle also, too, loved the Steelers. My dad loved the Steelers. So my uncle went me on a visit. My mom and dad couldn't make it. So we sitting there, and he's like, so what you gonna do, man? In front of the coach. In front of the coach, I'm like, bro, we do this outside, like not in here.
Yeah.
I was like, so I'm still weighing my options. You know, and ended up committing. And I was like, if I'm gonna commit, I'm coming. Like, I'm not gonna change my mind. As soon as I land and get back to Fort Scott, I'm in Subway, Iowa, trying to do everything in their power. Just take the visit. And I didn't take it. I was like, no, I'm going to Pitt. And I think what helped me feel comfortable was the guys at Pitt. You know, it was Florida guys up there.
In hindsight, you glad you stuck with Pitt?
I still question myself still to this day. Did I make the right decision?
And I look at my situation. I had a school. It was a small school, but I would have had 100 catches. Like I know I would have had.
Yeah, you know you would have got off.
I went up there and did 707 with them, and they brought me in the office and you should come here. We're gonna do this. They had to do some program to get me admitted, but I'm still glad that I went to Hayes. So that's why I asked you, like, you know.
I mean, although, you know, I felt like
because they switched your position.
Yeah.
Eventually.
Yep. I mean, I don't regret it. I just wish that I still would have got a chance to experience everything. You know, just didn't shut everything off. But I mean, I still love Pitt, man. Like, you know, I got it tattooed on me. I graduated from there. You know what I'm saying? Like, I had great memories, met some great people. You know what I'm saying? Those 3 years was like the 3 best years of my life as a student athlete. You know what I'm saying? I don't regret not one thing. The highs, the lows, everything that I experienced is, you know, I'm helping with my guys now. You know what I'm saying? So I don't regret it. You know, I think it all happened for a reason.
So you leave Pitt, you go play professionally in Germany.
Yeah. So I tried the arena thing. I think I did like 2 games or something like that.
You said nah.
And I was like, man, this is stupid. Like, I think, just listen, it's just my opinion.
Yeah.
I think arena football is the dumbest thing out there. Like, I hate it. It's like, bro, it's not real football, man. It's like, but you know, some people make a living off of it. It's cool for some people. You know, it ain't cool for me.
How was your experience in Germany?
My experience in Germany, oh my gosh. Man, that was different. Listen, I was living. I was living. Listen, people talk about going to Vegas. They talk about Miami.
And you just a kid from
You
Brunswick.
don't know, I'm a kid from Brunswick and I'm overseas with a passport with stamps. I got, what? You talking about partying? Listen, you haven't partied unless you party overseas. I'm just saying, if you haven't experienced it, then don't talk to me about no party in the United States.
Yeah.
Tug, what? Bro, I can't wait till my son get older. That was crazy.
Yeah.
Just that experience. But alongside of, you know, the nightlife, but just the experience of the EuroLeague, because it was shortly after they had NFL Europe. So a couple of those teams and people were still around. The fan base was still around.
It's crazy, right?
For some of those teams. And we playing in some of those stadiums, those soccer stadiums. And I'm like, because soccer is football over there for them.
Yeah.
When you play in some of them stadiums, man, it is crazy.
So
Like, it's wild.
So you spent how many? Was it 2 or 3 seasons? One season, okay.
I could have went back for more seasons, but my time was cut short, man, due to family. Both of my grandmothers passed away in less than 6 months, 6 to 8 months. They both passed away. So I'm in Germany, and my dad's mom, the one I was really, really close to, and I was talking to her before every game in Germany. So I'm talking to her before every game. This one particular game, I didn't have the urge to play because I didn't talk to her. And I think my grandmother always gave me that from Little League through college, all the way through Germany. I talked to my grandma before every game. I don't think it was a game where I didn't talk to my grandma, but that was the game. So I'm getting ready for this game, and they had gave me a phone, and where I can call internationally or whatever, and they took care of it, and I will call 1 or 2 people, my grandma and my mom, and I'm calling my grandma, she ain't answering. Steady calling, she ain't answering. Steady calling, she ain't answering, and she knew what time my game was. I'm like, something ain't right. So now I go out there, and I'm like, man, I ain't talking to my grandma. Like, I ain't. Probably like 6th or 7th game of the season. That was the one game I didn't talk to her. So I was talking to her. Didn't talk to her, and I'm just like, man, something just feels off. It don't feel right. I don't think I can go on the field today. And it was just, I had the worst game of my life. I mean, I'm out there, and all I'm thinking about is why my grandma didn't answer the phone. Because she's at home. She don't go nowhere. People will come take care of her. She ain't leaving the house. If she do go somewhere and come back, she know what time she got to be home to talk to me. That didn't seem right. Come to find out, she passed away. That's why she didn't answer the phone. My uncle, my dad's brother, had her phone, saw me calling and didn't answer. He didn't answer to tell me. He's like, yeah, I saw you calling. They was trying to save her. And I'm sitting there like, just speechless. Like, I lost it, bro. After the game, bro, I lost it. Like, and I'm in Germany, and I feel like my like, not my mom, but like my grandma, like who helped raise me. And I'm just like, man, it hit different, you know. And growing up, I dealt with death, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? But that time right there, and I'm fighting back my tears right now, man. That shit stung, man. That shit stung, man, for real. Like that shit hurt. And my team, the owner of the team in Germany, flew me home. Man, go home for the funeral. Stay for a week. After the week, you come back, you finish the season. All right, cool. So I go back, and I'm like, I don't even know why I came back, because now I don't even want to go back. And so I'm like, man, I don't even want to go back. But all my stuff, you know what I'm saying, and team and a commitment. And I'm thinking to myself, like, I got to finish. She wouldn't want me to not finish. But then mentally, I'm just like,
you're out of it.
I'm out of it, bro. And it hurt. Like, so when certain, I don't know, man, just everybody handle death differently, you know, but like that time, man.
I mean, you can't, I lost my mom in 15. Like, you know it's going to happen.
Yeah.
But when it's not a it's not an easy thing to handle.
Nah.
Especially if that's your person.
Man, listen, help me get through everything. Breakups with girls back in the day. Like, help me deal with just, you know, I went to church every Sunday with her. You know what I'm saying? Like, still to this day, when I go back home, I go to church, I sit where we were sit.
And then the memories hit you.
Yeah, and then the memory hits. But I know
you gotta take that flight and think about it the whole time. Man,
I thought about it, man. That flight was 7.5 hours. And I get back and I'm just like, at the funeral, and you know, everybody was like, it's gonna be all right. And I had a moment at the funeral and I'm like, stop touching me. Stop saying it's gonna be all right. Cause you don't know. Like her kids, like my uncles and my dad, like still to this day, like they knew how close I was with her. They knew, like, anytime they came to visit their mom, I'm there. I'm like, what y'all doing in my house? Like, I'm her sixth child. You know what I'm saying? And I really took that to heart. And it was different, man. But, you know, I ended up getting through it, finished the season. And after the season, they gave me a offer to come back. And then it was like a couple other teams reached out to me. And this one I knew it was over. I'm at the Little League park where I play Little League football. I go there trying to get inspiration. I go to that park and say, stand on the same field where I first started. And I'm like trying to get that feeling, that urge. I'm out there to do some conditioning. I need to run, right? And I'm stretching. I ran 1/2 gasser. And I'm like, why the hell am I running right now? Like, I don't even want to be out here. Let me take some more time. Let me take another week. That week turned into 2. That 2 weeks turned into a month. That month turned into 2. I ain't worked out. I ain't trained to get ready and try to, you know what I'm saying, to go back. Teams reaching out. I'm not responding. So what you gonna do? You coming back or what do you want? I ain't responding. And just out of nowhere, it's like, man, F this. I don't even want to look at a football. I don't want to touch a football. Like, man, I don't want to do that. Like, I'm cool. My younger brother at the time was at my high school. I said, I'm going to just get a job at the high school. No, they're going to hire me. They can't tell me no. I'm going to go down there. I'm going to just help him, right? I'm going to just help groom him. I'm going to just help him so he don't make the mistakes I made, right? Because I always felt like my brother was slightly more talented than me, football-wise. You know, he didn't play Q, but he was, you know, just an athlete. And then I got the phone call about coming here, and I never got a chance to coach him. So I came straight here. So I had just turned 25. Coach Gooch called me and was like, hey, Tommy Mangino left. We need a quarterback coach.
So 6 degrees of separation. OC's the head coach at Fort Hays. Gooch is O-line coach, offensive coordinator, co-offensive coordinator at Fort Hays. Years later, I still have a relationship with OC. I mean, my kid, that's my kids' grandparents. He spoils the shit out of him and his wife.
Yeah.
Poppy and Mimi. He, tells Gooch I'm looking to get back in coaching. Gooch calls me, offers me the Ellsworth job.
That's right, y'all were at Ellsworth.
So I go to Ellsworth. We leave Ellsworth, come here. Rhodes is here. You and Gooch were with Rhodes at Fort Scott. They come to Hutch. Now Gooch calls you, and we're all intertwined in this family of coaches. And now it's like you grow up and you see Rhodes' kids grow up. You grow up, you see Gooch's kids grow up. You got kids, I got kids. So it's so crazy how it all came together through
the four of us.
Yeah, and
like
it's
that's
football,
crazy.
And you really didn't want to go to Fort Scott.
No.
I didn't visit. Wasn't looking for Fort Hays.
Very similar.
I didn't know where Kansas was on a map. But
I had to look it up too.
Yeah, so, and then we get here, and it's like we're involved in this thing that turned into a machine. It was, pretty much a machine before we got here.
Yep.
And it's like, wow,
We just got it over the hump.
Yeah, so it's crazy. So you get here. I got here before you.
Yep.
And then it's like,
I forgot how cold it was too. Oh, that's one thing I forgot too. Oh man.
Me, you and Star used to be walking over there.
Oh man, freezing. Yo, I had that North Face. That's all I had was a North Face.
So, how was it? My intimidation was I didn't know Rhodes. Like I knew Gooch, but I didn't know Rhodes. So that was and then you're coming, you gotta learn the defense and like, am I good enough? Can I learn the ball that they want to learn? Like, you're coming here, what was your anticipation or intimidation or anxiety?
Well, I didn't know it hit me when we started getting in meetings. Like, when I first got into coaching, it wasn't no GA. You're assistant to somebody else. Like, no, you're the quarterback's coach.
Like, this your shit.
Like, even at times, I'm gonna tell you this, and you don't even know this. At times, I felt you looking at me a certain type of way.
What you mean?
Like, yo, you coaching quarterbacks, right? Like, don't mess this up. Like, people don't understand. Like, you coaching the Qs. You can't. You're the point guard. Like, everything runs through you. Like, don't lose the game. Don't mess this up. Mind you, not only that I'm coaching the position, people don't know football. They're gonna watch the quarterback.
Yeah.
Even people who know football, the cameras are always on who? The Qs.
Yeah.
And I'm the youngest on staff. I'm the youngest guy on staff, and I'm coaching the Qs. And it was like, man, like
we had Cool Hand Luke, right?
Luke Barnes. Yup, Luke Barnes, man. We were close in age. I'm 25, he 21. You know what I'm saying? He had came from Troy, and he was there the year prior.
Yeah.
And he wasn't here at the time. I think he was going through, the suspension or trying to work his way back
because
something happened off the field.
Well, that's when the first so-called breakfast club, because he would get up and work out with me. Yeah. He would get up and work out.
He had to show and prove that he could be here. You knew we needed him. Yeah. I didn't know. You didn't know? And I didn't care.
Because I told Rose, I was like, hey, let me try.
Yeah.
Let me just.
And I remember Rose saying, well, You can try because we done trying with him. You know what I'm saying? But everybody knew that he was good. But for me, I came into it like, man, all right. Like it felt like I was dreaming. It was like, all right, cool. It is what it is. And I remember I came to a few workouts and I seen him and talked to him. And I looked at him. It's like, where you from? He's like, I'm from Florida. And the way he said it.
He don't look like a football player.
No. He looked like a regular degular. You see him walking and you will be like, you play football?
Hey.
But when that boy get out there.
When he put on that uniform. When Luke Barnes put on that uniform.
He can spin it. He can spin it. And I think the biggest thing for me was I had to mature fast as a coach and draw the line.
Got you.
Draw the line between trying to be. I didn't care about being cool with the players, but the respect.
Being accepted.
I didn't care about being
That's
accepted.
what I'm saying. Like some coaches care about being accepted.
Yeah, some do care about that. I don't care.
Yeah.
Bro, I'm from Brunswick, bro. I don't care if you like me or not. I'm going to do me. And I'm going to stay to myself, you know? And that's when I knew, like, you know what I'm saying? Some coaches worry about being cool with the players. And ha, and kiki. And, you know, it was like, yo, I got a job I got to do.
Yeah.
I could lose my job. Then I'm back in Brunswick.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it was like.
My thing was, I had to learn that every guy had a different blueprint of how to communicate and motivate.
Yeah.
Because you got to think about I got Shadow, Christian, Keegan, Jalen. Those are 4 different.
When you talk about the level of personalities and just how different everybody was.
Yeah.
But the thing I would say that you never had to motivate them. You just had to tame them. You had to get them to chill sometimes because it would go up, especially from Goodlit. Fresh, man. Goodlit, Fresh, man. Listen, Fresh was with it every day. And he from the city. He from Atlanta.
Yeah.
And he proud and he gonna tell you. You know, so you had it different. You know, more so with me, I had to be like, almost like a therapist. Like, we Phil Jackson. Today we're just gonna do yoga. We're gonna make sure we think things through.
Yeah.
We playing chess today. All right, let's just make sure we take care of the ball. So, but yeah,
you had a lot of pressure. I mean, think about like, you were the quarterback.
I know, and then Luke got hurt. And then I had a kid who ain't really played in the biggest games.
Yeah.
So he performed, which made me look good. Shout out to Frankie.
Frankie Sauer.
Yeah, that was crazy.
So we coaching.
I would say this though.
Yeah.
Not to cut you off. The times that I would say this, the moments I love the most about coaching with you was still no different than now, but like going to go hoop. Hooping with you. I love hooping with you. And I knew you was gonna have your guys ready. So it was like competitive on the field too.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it was like, we doing 7-on-7 one-on-ones. Like, I'm trying to give it to you then.
Yeah.
And I knew you coaching your guys. And I'm like, man, I got to make sure on my P's and Q's. Like, are we giving away any tendencies? I would like kind of pick your brain without picking your brain. You know what I'm saying? On what I was doing. And I'm like, man, he got some good dudes. Like, his dudes all Americans. Like, we're going against that every day? Or we're going to be straight? Because we don't see that everywhere else.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it was like, we use practice as game reps.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
We practice hard.
Yeah, practice was, man, listen.
I just remember the camaraderie between me, you, and Star, me, you, and DB. Like, just the hooping, the summer practice, the summer workouts.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because that's when you find out, that's when you're going to know, like, what you got.
I would say, too, like, the players knew that we were showing up. It wasn't like
And they couldn't run.
Nah, they knew their position coach was gonna be there.
Yeah.
Like they knew they was gonna see us. It wasn't like, oh, it's just someone conditioning with the strength coach. Nah. We were there.
Yeah.
Like we was here.
You can't
like,
fake it because
it was different.
One person don't get you, the other person gonna get you.
Oh yeah, and it was like, you know I punish your boys, right? What you punish my boys for? What they do? And now they finna get punished again. So now back then it was like double punishment. You know what I'm saying?
Because if he make you mad, if my kids make you mad, I'm embarrassed.
Yeah.
So now I got to take my frustration out.
My kids don't know how to act.
Yeah.
It's like your own personal kids.
Yeah.
Oh, you don't know how to act now? Come on. We'll figure it out.
Push that plate.
Man. It got to the point where it was like, man, it was crazy back then. Like, you know, it's crazy to look back now and see how it was then, and then I look at how it was now. You know what I'm saying? So it's crazy because I get asked a lot of questions. You know, what team was the best team, or who was one of the best DBs or receivers, or any position. You know, and I'm just like, man, there was guys before me that came here. You know what I'm saying? But I can only speak off of what I seen. I can't speak off of what was before me. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? But like even then, like just coaching with you, it was always competitive. It was always competitive. You may not have knew it. It was almost like Jordan, like I'm low-key competing with you and you don't know it. You know what I'm saying? I'm low-key competing because I know, you know what I'm saying? And just not wanting to be the weakest link.
Yeah. So because it was a I can honestly say this, and I've never said this. It's been a couple times I'm like, damn, Cross found that kid. Fuck.
No.
I gotta find.
Nah, for real?
Yeah, man. Like you want to be the guy that has the. You want to be the guy that find the guy. You know what I'm saying?
That's how I felt about you. I'm like, how he got all these connections? Like he recruiting this guy. So I said, okay, cool. Tub locking down Georgia. He got the city. I'm getting these guys from the South. Let me go down to Florida. Let me start expanding. Let me expand my network. You know what I'm saying?
Because
and then it became I think the healthy competition amongst the staff made us better. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? We just, couldn't get in the way in the moment of the coaching aspect of it. You know what I'm saying? And that's what, that you need friends like that though. That's gonna bring out the best in you. It was no different than when
we from top to bottom, rows, the DB, the star. I was telling Mitch. Yeah. The Star signed Byron Pringle.
Are you serious?
Don't nobody know that. Coach Star signed him. Wow. But he couldn't get in the, he had some things happen, he couldn't get in the dorms. So that's when he went to
Butler.
Yeah. So, DB signed, you gotta remember Custis.
Yeah, he signed Custis. He signed Smooth. Or you signed Smooth?
Dickey?
Yeah.
Me.
You did?
Well, no, yeah. Yeah,
I think
it was me. But it was something for you coaches out there. Recruiting is 24/7.
It don't stop.
Always pick up your phone and always call back because you never know who's going to have the next.
You never know. You never know, man. It's all about how you treat people, too. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Just being respectful and just treating people, man. Just being a good, genuine person. I think that kind of goes unnoticed, too. And I think, recruiting has changed over the years. From when we was in school, even to now. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? But when you real and you authentic and you genuine, at least they respect that. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. The people, and for me, when I got into recruiting, start recruiting, I ain't just talking just to the head coach. Who's the barber? There's a few times I go into a couple gas stations and I'm like, hey, so-and-so at this school?
You better go eat. You better go find
You know him?
Yeah.
I'm asking kids in the hallway. I'll go to the guidance counselor. I'm asking everybody, what do you know about this kid? Yeah. I'm really doing my homework and I'm taking notes. You know what I'm saying? So it's just when you care and you take pride in it, you're going to do the work. And then it's really not work, really. Yeah. That's just what you do.
Juwan, I forgot about Juwan Dickey.
Man, that boy was so tough. That boy was tough. Yeah,
this boy said 3 words this whole time here.
He just smiled half the time. He just smiled, man. You know, there's been some dudes come through here, for sure.
So, coach at Hutch, you leave.
Yup.
Milton High School?
Yup. The Eagles, they just done it again. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Milton, man.
Is Milton where Tyron went?
Nah, Milton went to Walton.
Okay. Tyron went to Walton.
Tyron Jones went to Walton.
So where did Paulk go? Milton?
Paulk went to Milton. Yes.
Do you realize the backs? We went from Mike Blakely, Alvin Kamara.
Yup. Tyron Jones, Trayvon Paulk. I mean, yeah. I left. So after I did 3 years and I left and went to Milton, which was an unbelievable experience, man, to get a chance to be an offensive coordinator.
Yeah.
And spread my wings. And I learned a lot. I learned what is bigger than X's and O's, you know, and I was still young.
Yeah.
And the biggest thing I learned was it's not about you, it's about the people that's around you. Mm-hmm. And you never know until you're in that position of making sure you're on the same page with the receivers coach. Yeah. You're on the same page with the O-line coach. You're on the same page as the head coach, the running backs coach. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, and you with a great group of people. Yeah. Every job ain't a good job. No. And that was by far one of the best jobs I had. Like, I love Milton. I still follow them. I still talk to people there. Like, it was a great experience. We did a team camp. And the one thing I love about some of the coaches at Milton, and this is why Milton is one of the powerhouses in Georgia. The head coach at the time was Howie DeCristofaro. I'm not sure where he's at right now, but he was the head coach at the time. He used to coach high school in Florida. Gary Silvestri, he was the AD. He stepped down. He used to coach high school in Florida. He was the AD and the running backs coach. He coached Polk, right? We would go to high school. We would do our team camps in Florida. Majority teams in Georgia stay in Georgia. They don't leave the state. Yeah. We left the state to compete with the teams in Florida. That threw me for a loop. And I'm like, what? So we go to FAU team camp. Booker T's there. Right? Oxbridge is there. Miramar is there. I'm sitting here like, what? Wait, huh? Yeah. So I'm tripping.
Real deal.
I'm tripping. So we get down there, man, and it was like a couple of days. We was down there, and that's when we start clicking as a team. And that's when I knew. I know what I'm doing, because I was doing everything they wasn't ready for. And we was giving them the blues. We was the only team that was able to move the ball against Booker T.
And they got dudes everywhere.
One of them dudes said, was one of the DBs. Man, he had goals in his mouth. Pretty much everybody on defense did. One of them dudes, man, I was like, man, check his birth certificate. Bro, he's not in high school. Ain't nowhere in the world, man. Man, they had like 10 dudes out of 11 going P5. Yeah. One of the DBs was talking crazy to me. I'm calling the plays. Dude say, he looked at me and said, he lined up, he said, "This it, coach? This our best guy right here?" I kind of brushed him off like, all right, cool. He was like, I kind of brushed him off. He was like, nah, that's it. Nah, he steady talking. He was like, man, I ain't getting no action today. That's what we doing? Come my way one time. So he got in his stance. Last time I seen somebody do this was Mike Jenkins. I think Mike Jenkins came out of South Florida. My man had his hands behind his back. I wasn't even on the field and I felt disrespected. I said, we finna take a shot on him. We finna go deep. Just, I don't care.
Yeah.
Incomplete. Oh, try it again. double move them. Now I said, let me take my pride and ego out of this, right? 12, we finna get in 12 personnel. Yeah. I'm not finna play with them. You know what I'm saying? So it was crazy.
So you do Milton.
Yep.
You come back to Hutch.
Well, in between that, I didn't. In between that, I went home.
Okay.
So I separated from the person I was with at the time, the mother of my child, my oldest daughter. And I go home and I'm just like, we split up and I'm just like, I don't even want to coach. I'm done. So just stopped coaching, had a regular job. And I got a phone call from Sims. Sims called me and he said, hey, you know, where are you coaching at? I said, I'm not coaching, I'm at the crib. What? I think you're running away from your calling. You need to get back into coaching. Mm-hmm. Anyway, do you know Dedrick Mills? And I said, yeah, I know Dedrick Mills. So I recruited him, but I knew he was going to Georgia Tech.
Yeah.
Well, can you reach out to so-and-so? You know, we want him here at Garden. Mm-hmm. So I reach out, make a couple phone calls, you know what I'm saying, because I knew him, and he was really cool with my brother. And during that time, you know, I got another phone call about why I'm not coaching. And I'm just like, I ain't got time for it. You know what I'm saying? I'm just focused on my daughter. A homeboy of mine was like, hey, I'm coaching with Cam Newton, 7-on-7 team. Mm-hmm. They starting a South Georgia team because a lot of guys from South Georgia, you know, keep driving up to Atlanta. Mm-hmm. I told him about you. Would you consider, you know, being one of the coaches? And he was like, yo, G, this ain't just to be one of the coaches. Like, you gonna be the OC. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, I'll think about it. He was like, no, I ain't no think about it. I told him you the guy for the job. Like, this is for you. Like, you need to do this. Like, you need to get back into coaching, bro. He was like, I don't know what you're going through right now. Your little midlife crisis right now. But you tripping. And I'm like, bro, I don't even, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. G, come on, man. You tripping. Call me back tomorrow, bro, when you wake up.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I slept on it. I hit him. Bet I'm down. Mm-hmm. Let's do it. I'm going to church every Sunday, getting my life right. You know what I'm saying? And I made a commitment. I remember like it was yesterday. I made a commitment to God. And I said, God, if you give me another chance to coach, give me another opportunity, I'm going to take it, and I'm not looking back. Mm-hmm. I'm coaching with Cam 7-on-7 team, and some of the dudes just got drafted last night. Or this draft. Mm-hmm. Bo Nix was one of them. All those guys was on those teams. Mm-hmm. And we go to Tallahassee for a tournament. And then you don't know nothing about Florida. Let me tell you something about the state of Florida. And in my eyes, Florida's not a state. No disrespect. Florida's an island, right? It's a melting pot, right? But anyway, when it rains, it rains. Mm-hmm. Listen, you got to be down to the experience because you won't, the Weather Channel don't do its services to let you know how it rained in Florida. You get what I'm saying? So when it rained, it rained. But anyway, we down there and it got rained out, right? So Cam is like, yo, we had like a little meeting or whatever. We're in the hotel. And he was like very professional, man, despite the backlash he get. But he's like, yo, we ain't, you know, got rained out, but made a couple phone calls. We're going to go visit Florida State. Taggart was the head coach at the time. So we go to Florida State on a little visit tour, whatever. He take the kids around. He's like, we're going to make the most out of this. Right before the tour, the night before the tour, the night we found out it was rained out or whatever, night before the tour, you called me. And you said, yo, what you doing? Because throughout the time I was gone, me and you stayed in touch. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? You reach out, whatever, and, you know, stay in touch with my brother and stuff like that. So you was like, what you got going? And I'm like, I can always tell with you the energy or where this is about to go, right? And a few times you called me, it was about quarterback play. You wanted some questions or whatever, just wanted to know thought process and what I look for and stuff like that. And I didn't know if it was for recruiting or what was going on here. But you called me and I was in a hotel, and you said, would you come back? No, before you asked me that, you said, what you doing? Where you at? So I'm in Tallahassee, I told you. You said, would you come back to Hutch? I'm in the hotel and I'm looking out the window. I'm just looking at the rain come crazy, you know what I'm saying? And I'm just like, I never thought I'd ever come back to Hutch. You know what I'm saying? Like, never. And I'm looking at the rain, I'm just like, it's raining. I'm just like, huh? Come back where? You know, come back to Hutch. She's like, man, you know what I'm saying? Like, with all due respect, no disrespect to nobody, but you was like, you know, man, quarterbacks ain't been looking like, you know what I'm saying? Just, like, we need you back. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, so I'll talk to Rose. Don't worry about that. I'll talk to Rose. And I'm just like, I mean, this got to be right. You know, my daughter. And I was all about my daughter, right? I wasn't even with her mom, and people thought I was still there with how much I had her. And shout out to the single dads, you know what I'm saying, the ones that hold it down. But you called me the next day, you was like, yo, I talked to him, he gonna call you. And I froze, and I was like, because it didn't feel real, because I never thought, you gotta think, you've been somewhere for 3 years, you never think you coming back, and then somebody asks you to come back, and you like, is that an option?
Yeah.
Huh? Are you, what are we talking about?
Yeah.
And I said, I don't know, man, this gotta make sense. I'm leaving my daughter. And I kid you not, he called me. We was on the way going back to Georgia, and he's like, yo, Greg, you know what's going on? You know, I know Tell reached out, you know, there's just a lot of things we gotta fix, you know, and we didn't leave on bad terms, but he felt some type of way with me leaving. And I guess how I left, and I was still young, I didn't know how to communicate about me leaving. And prior to me leaving, like, some things wasn't just flowing right. You know, it was miscommunication. And
it usually always boils down to miscommunication.
Miscommunication, because I ain't got time for that confrontation, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, I got a job I got to do, I'm going home. You know what I'm saying? So he was like, love to have you back. And when he said that, I froze. And I forgot to respond, like, say something. And he's like, you there? And I'm like, yeah. I said, you know, it's just got to make sense. You know, I'm leaving my daughter. You know, he's like, man, this is what I got for you. Blah, 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 blah. And I was like, all right, man, let me appreciate the offer, man. Let me think on it. I'm in the passenger seat, my homeboy driving. My homeboy's Alex Mathis, who's one of the recruiters at UCF right now. And he's like, yo, who that? I said, that's the JUCO where I left. Asked him about coming back. And he said, you better call them back right now and tell them you coming. And shout out to Alex. But he was like,
thank you, Alex.
Man, he was like, man, you tripping. I said, tripping? Bruh, go. What you waiting on? Tell that man you leave tomorrow. I'll take you to the airport. Man, sure enough, I said yes, came back in 2018. I've been back since 2018. And coming back, this second go around was better than the first go around. Now I'm more polished, I'm more seasoned. You know what I'm saying? A lot of good things have happened since I've been back. So, you know, it felt like I never left. Even walking around on campus, like everybody that's on campus, you know, showing love, you know, it's like, how you been? You know, they think I played here. You know what I'm saying?
So, you come back, you win a national title. How was that?
You know what? That's not enough. Because I feel some type of way because it was during COVID and people, it's almost like LeBron winning in the bubble. And they
so
like
you
throw
a
an
bubble
asterisk
baby?
behind that.
So you a bubble baby?
Oh man, they try to, man, listen. I remember every coach that said something or told somebody else So just remember, when we win the next one, what? Is all I'm gonna say, like, now what? You know what I'm saying? Because when we went, after we won it, and then, 2 years later we went back.
Yeah. And
just so happened that game we didn't play our best. And what a game to not play your best, right?
Yeah.
The biggest game.
The last game.
And to lose to a team you just beat 2 weeks prior.
Yeah.
That's what was even crazier. Like, we just beat them and then we lost.
Yeah.
So, but it's hard to beat a team twice, and, it happens.
Western?
Yeah, Western.
Stroh is just he just hang around and
it's going to run itself. Just don't mess it up.
Stroh.
The recipe is the recipe.
Yeah, Stroh. Stroh got his thing, and
he's sticking to it. He's sticking to it, man. He ain't gonna fold, man.
Yeah.
He ain't gonna bend, don't break. And but been back and it's been smoke.
Shout out to Stroh, man.
Yep.
So you are All-American. You've won conference championships. You've won a national championship. We haven't really talked about like the numerous players that you've coached to put out, because you were a quarterback coach, now you're a running back coach.
Mm-hmm.
Like, what do you think is next as far as not necessarily a destination, but like as a coach? Like to accomplish, because you've done it. You won a national title, you won a conference title, you put quarterbacks in D1. You put numerous running backs in D1. You got a running back coming out now that can.
He hasn't left yet.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So like you accomplished all this. So what's left on the checklist?
It's a good question. That's something I battle back and forth. What else I'm trying to accomplish. I would say, what's next? I guess we just gotta wait and see. We just gotta wait and see, man. I'm on God's time. I'm so in tune with myself and in tune with my relationship with God. And I'm gonna move when He says it's time to move. I'm not in a rush to do anything. My family has grown now. I went from, you guys heard me speak about my daughter in Georgia, Kai, and now, I got 3 more. So I got a strong 4.
Yeah. You need 1 more, then you get that 5, and you can go out there and.
We gonna take it easy right now. We're gonna take it easy right now. But I mean, I guess it's just wait and see. Doors is open to every, listen and hear everything. I mean, I'm in a position right now is like everything got to make sense.
Yeah.
Because it's not about just me. How do it benefit not only myself, but my wife, my kids? It just got to make sense. And every job is not a good job. And so I do like the way of life, and I'm competitive and I want to win. So it's kind of like you want to go somewhere, like you're going to be successful.
Yeah.
You're going to chase money and not win. Because I want to win.
Yeah.
And when you win, the money going to come.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So what are you chasing, I guess? So for me, I'm chasing happiness, joy.
Yeah. Because
life is short, man.
Yeah.
Rest in peace, Terrell Johnson, former player who just recently passed away. But
he was a good dude.
Great dude, man. But just things happen in life, man. It's just like sometimes we look so far ahead, look so far down the road instead of looking in the now and just being in the moment. I'm so in the moment right now, like it's crazy. And I think that's why I'm able to have so much success is because I'm so in the moment. And everything that has happened up until this point, I feel like it's not enough. So that hunger ain't going nowhere. Like you said it, I had the MVP of the national championship. He was all conference. You know, back-to-back offensive player of the years, 1,000-yard rushers, and you know, all these accolades my players have gotten in the past 4 to 5 years. Doesn't mean nothing to me, but it's good for them. But I want more. I want to do it again.
Yeah.
And I want it to be better than it was last season. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know nobody who had a first-team all-conference running back who wasn't a starter.
Say that again?
I don't know anybody who had a first-team all-conference kid and they wasn't the starter. And he was All-American.
That don't make sense. That don't sound right.
You help me make it make sense then.
Okay.
On top of that, I had a kid who, you know, I'm not tooting my own horn, but kid who never played running back who was Offensive Player of the Year. In the meantime, when we had the number one player in the country.
You speaking of Malik and Dylan.
So, I mean, you know, a big part of my success is being at Hutch.
Yeah.
You know, that's a big part of it. But
yeah,
also
you're using the tools in the advantages, but you're also adding to it. And
I mean, I think every coach here does.
Yeah. What I asked this question to Drew. If I'm a recruit, it's 2 questions. First one is, if I'm a recruit, why Hutch? What would you tell him?
Why not? I mean, when you look at not so much of what the players have done before you, because some guys want to go somewhere where they can write their own history and make history and write their own story and not be compared to other guys before them. When you look at academics, the help, shout out to Miss Ellis. When you look at the structure, how we run practice, we're organized, top to bottom, when you look at the people, community. Like, if you don't like it here, then it's like something might be wrong with you mentally.
Gotcha.
Like as a coach, like, coaches getting out of here. There's coaches that's leaving here going to the NFL, Tub.
Yeah.
There's coaches that's leaving here and getting jobs. So coaches are getting out of here. Players are getting out. It's like, it's not just a melting pot for players, it's a melting pot for coaches.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's all about opportunities, you know, and this is not just a school of it's a school where young men and women come and thrive and be great. Not just in football, you look at basketball. I mean, our women's just went 30-something and 0.
Yeah.
That's like unheard of.
That's crazy.
That's rare. You know what I'm saying? Maybe them and South Carolina are the only 2 teams, girls programs that went undefeated in that many games.
Yeah.
You know, so it's like when you look at everything, you know, I mean, it's kind of hard to go against it, you know, and I mean, when you look at the relationships and the people that's here.
Yeah, it's good. Yeah.
You know, it's
good people.
Yeah, man.
What, second part of that question, if I'm a parent and you're recruiting my kid, why Hutch?
It's funny you saying that because I was just talking to a parent and they ready to come here.
You was on the phone?
I was just on the phone with a parent and they like ready to pack their bags and be up here. You know what I'm saying? The parents think they going to school with their kid.
Yeah.
So to answer your question, you know they're going to be in a good environment. You know they're going to be loved. You know they're going to get coached hard. And you know they're going to have an opportunity to be successful. Every parent wants what's best for their kid. But how do you know what's best for your kid? Well, you got to make sure it's real and genuine and authentic. Trial and error. You just got to trust it. You got to see it. Come see it.
Yeah.
That's why when we recruit, it's like, when you see us, we encourage kids to go to other schools. Go see it and then compare it.
We'll try that shoe on.
Yeah, or go see them, then come see us. However you want to do it. We the last ones, or we the first ones, or we in the middle. You know what I'm saying? Just try to, that's the only way you're going to be able to weigh the pros and cons. And every school got its pros and cons. You know, we ain't perfect. you know, but at least you know we care.
Yeah.
You know, and I think that's the biggest thing when you're dealing with genuine people.
Yeah. Last question. What is the message that you have with your experience from coming from the projects, partially single parent home, going out to Fort Scott, just being out of bounds, getting to Pitt, going to Germany, losing your grandmother, going through hardships? What is your message to other kids, other athletes who it may not be they may not be on the interstate, they might have got to take the back road to their success? What would you tell them about how to persevere or figure that out?
The first thing I would say is I'm a believer. So, you know, I'm a big believer in my faith and my religion. So that's the biggest thing. I have a relationship with God. I would say the second thing is everything you go through in life, man, you know, it's a lesson, but it's up to you to learn from it. You know, and we're here on this earth to make mistakes. You know, your mistakes is, you know, that's how you navigate. You know, there's no person on this earth that's going to live a perfect life. It's unheard of. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Every perfect decision. You know, we're gonna face adversity. How do you respond? You know, my adversity of going to Fort Scott, being away from home, seeing snow for the first time, you know, coming to a program who hadn't won a game in 2-3 years, you know, and it's just, I'm dealing with all that as an 18-year-old on my own, never lived on my own. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, how do you handle that? You know, it's all through trial and error and having faith. You know, I think the biggest thing too is you gotta want it. Mm-hmm. I think when you want something, you want to do whatever it takes to get it. You gotta have a strong mental. Your mental gotta be strong, your mental gotta be right, because there's a lot of temptation in this world. Yeah. You know, and the way the world is set up now, like back then, all we had was MySpace. And then later down the line came Facebook.
Well, I'm a little bit older. We had AOL AIM.
I remember that. Okay. I remember that. I wasn't on that, but I remember it.
On my sidekick.
Yeah, on the sidekick. I got the sidekick when I got to Pitt. But it was more like, where's your mental, man? Like, okay, let me rewind. A big part of who I am and how I am is how I was raised. So I think it starts in home. Mm-hmm. My mom, you know, and always talked to me about having my priorities in order. Get your priorities in order. You know what I'm saying? And you worry about being on that phone and you ain't studied for that test yet, or you ain't finished that paper. You know what I'm saying? So it was like their structure and discipline came from at home first. So I'm a firm believer in like mine now, they ain't got to worry about nothing because they gonna get it from me. Yeah. I'm gonna tell them what's what. You know what I'm saying? So as they get older, they know how to navigate. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? So I knew how to maneuver because it started at home. Yeah. You know, and I think now it's like, you know, just a lot of these kids, man, so caught up in social media, you know, and it's just draining because they more so worried about likes and posts, you know, or NIL money versus work. What really matters, putting in that work. You know what I'm saying? I think we got to go back to before all this stuff came alive, man. Mm-hmm. You know, and I kind of coach like that.
Well, man, I want to thank you for taking time. I want to thank you for continuing to coach and mentor, and I want to thank you for being a good friend to me. You always, when you call, I know I'm about to laugh about something. I appreciate you as a man, a friend, a father. You taking care of your kids, and you. I'm proud of you, and it's honored. I'm honored to be a friend of yours, man. So appreciate you, dog.
Likewise, brother. Likewise, man. I appreciate you for having me, and there's always been good energy, you know, no matter what. So, you know, even through the frustrating moments, you know, you always been there, and Well, if I want to hear it or not, you're going to tell me what's on your mind and how it is, and tell me the real and get me to think things through and see things through. So, you was always like that big brother I never had, you know what I'm saying? So I appreciate you because it's always been real and genuine, you know what I'm saying, no matter what. So, we share our life experiences together, you know what I'm saying? I know you always one phone call away, and I appreciate you.
Thank you, man. There you have it, another episode of Life at Times in Tub City. Coach Greg Cross, Hutchinson Blue Dragons. That's a wrap.
Want to save your HOA money on your home services while enjoying the benefits of living in a community? PIN Plus, the ultimate platform that brings neighbors together under one powerful concept: power in numbers. Communities can now negotiate group discounted pricing on essential home services, trash, pest control, pool maintenance, and so much more, all at unbeatable rates. Transform your home service experience today. Visit www.mypinplus.com today for more information.
All right.